Good afternoon and welcome to CFJ Live. Thanks for tuning in. Our focus today is on adhesives, adhesives for flooring. I'm sure you're aware that in the world around us, adhesive technology is moving on very rapidly. I got quite excited the other day when I was in my local supermarket and I found a new kind of tape. And I thought I could use that. And I bought a couple of rolls, but before I could use it on a particular project that I had, I needed to know how durable that tape was, how long it would last, would it biodegrade or lose its strength. And so, manufactured by one of the biggest adhesive manufacturers in the world, I sent their technical team an email asking them, very simply, can you tell me whether this tape will degrade over a long period of time? I got a one-sentence reply. It said, Mr. Renouf, I'm afraid we do not have this kind of detailed information. I'm glad I work in the flooring industry because I know that for almost all the flooring products that exist, you can get all the information you need online directly from the manufacturer's websites, and if you've got a query that isn't addressed there, you can pick up the phone to one of their technical team and ask them questions yourself, and they will be delighted to help you. And I'm delighted that this afternoon we're joined by three adhesives manufacturers. We're going to hear from Bonner, from F. Ball & Company, and from Mapei about some of the latest developments in adhesives technology. If you missed our last session, which was on entrance matting, that's now available as a recording and you can access that from the CFJ website. But for now, we're going to go over to watch a video from Mapei which explains to us why adhesives manufacturers are constantly trying to develop their products. And also, it shows us some of their latest adhesives and the benefits that they can give you as an installer. Let's go over to watch the Mapei video. Thank you.
Mapei's Ultrabond Eco MS4 LVT is one of a range of Mapei MS adhesives that opens new avenues for single-part adhesives. For example, the product can be installed in wet areas where historically only two-part adhesives were suitable. Mapei's Ultrabond Eco MS4 LVT is a single-component silylated polymer-based adhesive, specific for LVT floor coverings as well as all types of textile, rubber, linoleum and resilient floor coverings. Mapei Ultrabond Eco MS4 LVT can be applied in areas of high temperatures, such as conservatories, and in front of windows or anywhere there may be solar gain or temperature fluctuations, areas with underfloor heating, heavily trafficked areas, for instance hospitals, airports, schools and colleges, areas of heavy loads, such as caster wheels in accordance with EN 12529, and is also suitable in wet areas, such as showers and wet changing rooms. Substrates must be dry, smooth, level and free from dust and all other contaminants. When we open the Mapei Ultrabond Eco MS4 LVT, there is a protective film on the surface of the adhesive that needs to be removed. Once opened, we are ready to go. We will be applying LVT plank in this room, so we'll use an A2 notched trowel for the spreading of the adhesive. As we are wet laying, we will only spread the adhesive in an area that we can reach at arm's length and cover with the LVT within 20 to 30 minutes. This will ensure that we get a good transfer of adhesive onto the back of the floor covering. Once we have troweled the area and we are happy, we can lay the tiles straight into the adhesive. Any surplus adhesive can be wiped away with Mapei Cleaner H wipes. Mapei Ultrabond Eco MS4 LVT, the single component adhesive for wet areas plus lots more. Mapei Ultrabond Eco TX3 is the ideal solution formulated by Mapei for textile and linoleum floor coverings with natural jute baggings. The product is a single-part solvent-free acrylic and water dispersion adhesive. It can be used where there is underfloor heating and is ideal for use in high-traffic areas or where caster wheels are present in accordance with EN 12529. Ultrabond Eco TX3 has an excellent wet grab and fast build-up of strength. Before applying the adhesive, we must ensure that substrates are dry, absorbent, smooth and free from dust and all other contaminants. As we remove the lid to the Ultrabond Eco TX3, we can see that there is a protective film covering the surface of the adhesive. This can be removed. The product is ready to use, but can benefit from a quick stir prior to use. We will pour the adhesive onto the suitably prepared substrate. Once a small amount has been poured, we will trowel out the adhesive using a suitable notched trowel. In this case, we will use an A2 trowel. You can see with the viscosity of the product that it is a smooth, easy application. We should only apply as much adhesive as can be covered within the recommended working time of 30 minutes. This will ensure a good transfer will be present on the floor coverings. Once the adhesive has been spread onto the floor, we need to allow a minimum of 10 minutes open time to allow for evaporation. Once we are satisfied that the adhesive is ready, we can apply our floor covering. Once complete, we must roll the floor to ensure we have a good adhesive transfer on the back of the floor covering, ensuring there is no air entrapment. As we peel back the carpet, we can see excellent transfer of the adhesive and the benefit of high initial wet grab. Mapei Ultrabond Eco TX3 is the new go-to adhesive for all your coverings with natural jute bagging requirements. Part of the new Mapei adhesive range, Ultrabond Eco V4 Evolution is Mapei's universal EC1 Plus all-in-one adhesive. The adhesive has a fast initial tack, an extended open time of 120 minutes, and can be used as a wet lay adhesive or as a transitional pressure sensitive. It is suitable for installing most floor coverings, including LVT and plank, vinyl and sheet, textile floor coverings, rubber, linoleum and sports flooring. Mapei Ultrabond Eco V4 Evolution is suitable for heavy-duty areas such as schools, hospitals and shopping centres, and can be used in heavy-duty areas subjected to caster wheels, in accordance with EN 12529. Substrates should be sound, clean, dry and level, free from dust and any contaminants. For best results, floors should be pre-smoothed using a Mapei smoothing leveling compound. Mapei Ultrabond Eco V4 Evolution is a single component product, and as we can see when we remove the lid, there is a protective plastic film. Once the film is removed, the product can benefit from a quick stir prior to use. For this demonstration, we will show the adhesive used both as a pressure sensitive and wet lay. We will spread the adhesive onto the substrate using a suitable notched trowel. In this case, we are installing LVT tiles, so we'll use an A2 trowel. We can see that the adhesive is very easy to spread over the substrate. When using as a pressure sensitive, a longer waiting time is necessary, normally until the adhesive is a yellowish transparent form. This can be up to 30 to 40 minutes. Now that we have spread the adhesive and it has tacked off, we can start to apply the LVT tiles. It is important to only spread sufficient adhesive that can be fitted within the recommended open time, 60 to 70 minutes for absorbent surfaces and 120 minutes for non-absorbent. This will ensure that we get a good transfer. Now we have shown the PS application, we will show the wet lay. We will spread the adhesive again with the A2 notched trowel. For a wet lay installation, a shorter waiting time, normally only 10 to 20 minutes, is required, depending on ambient temperatures. We must ensure the tiles are placed into the adhesive whilst it is still wet, ensuring a good adhesive transfer will be present on the back of the floor covering. Once the tiles have been installed, we will roller the surface to ensure we have removed any air or high spots. Should there be any adhesive on the surface, this can be easily cleaned and removed with Mapei Cleaner H wipes. Ultrabond Eco V4 Evolution, the evolutionary adhesive from Mapei.
Thanks to everyone at MAPE for putting that video together for us. Don't forget that they'll have a representative with us on our panel at the end of today's session for our questions and answers. The questions come from you, so please, those questions that are running through your mind, pop them down in our comments and we'll pick those up and make sure that they're put to all the representatives on our panel later on so that you can get the answers that you need. This is a great time for me to talk to you about the massive CFJ Expo, which is coming up on Thursday, the 1st of July. It will be the main stage will be based at the Fitter Training Centre in Loughborough, and we'll have lots of live demonstrations of different kinds of flooring and flooring products. We'll also have lots of manufacturers joining us, and there'll be separate breakout rooms that you can go to at any stage during the session. It'll start at 2 o'clock on Thursday the 1st of July. It'll end at 7 o'clock in the evening, and throughout that time it will be packed with information that you're going to find helpful in the work that you do. Please pre-register so that we know who's going to attend. There is no charge for you to attend, and put the date in your diary so that you don't miss that most important event. I think it's the first time it's been done in the flooring industry on such a scale, and I think you're going to get a lot from it. So Thursday, 1st of July, CFJ Expo live here on Hopin and based at the Fitter Training Centre. Well, having heard from MAPE, now we're going to go and spend a little bit of time with F. Ball & Company. They've put together a short video on a new adhesive to their range. It's what we would know as a pressure sensitive adhesive, but as you'll see from the video, there are an awful lot of differences here, not least that this adhesive is suitable for use in high temperature locations. When the video is finished, I'm going to be joined by Steve Bolton, their technical service manager, but first of all, let's watch the video. Well, that was an interesting video, and I'm pleased to say that I'm joined now by Steve Bolton, who's the Technical Services Manager at F. Ball & Company. And Steve, that's not what I would normally understand as a pressure-sensitive adhesive. And certainly the idea that it's able to cope with high temperatures and so on, that's quite different to what we know. Can you tell me some more about that?
The pressure-sensitive adhesive Stickerbond F49 is designed to deal with high temperature areas where you've got direct sunlight which falls upon the flooring, and this adhesive is designed to accommodate the rapid temperature changes, rapid temperature variation, which floors are subjected to. And this is the unique aspect of this adhesive, is it is able to deal with these variations. Thank you.
Well, I think for many people, the concerns about pressure sensitive adhesive in a location like inside a conservatory where the floor gets very hot, this will certainly be a way to cope with that. But I also noticed it was a two-part adhesive, and that suggests to me that there's a chemical reaction going on, and you're going to have to get your flooring laid within a set time,
yes,
or you'll be too
the
late.
adhesive has a once it's mixed, you've got an opportunity of between 2 to 3 hours to place the place the flooring into the adhesive once it's been applied onto the floor. And then you will have passed the receptive window of the adhesive. Yes.
Right. Now, we also talk in that video about how it's applied and a particular notched trowel.
Yep.
Do trowels wear out?
Within the case of Stickerbond F49, it's applied with a TKB A1 trowel, and it's very important that the trowel is kept at the is replaced when it at the first sign of any wear, because the coat weight of the adhesive is extremely important for getting the properties when the floor goes into service. So yes,
yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I've always been fascinated because some time ago, a friend of mine, many will know, Steve Ramsden, made me some pieces of vinyl with different trowel notches on them. There's the A1 and the A2, and I've got a set here, which are the different size notches. 3x6, 2x6, and 1.5x5. And it's interesting to see how each of the trowels seems to spread a very specific amount of the adhesive. And I guess if the trowel does wear, you can end up just not having enough adhesive to form the bond.
Correct.
Is
yes,
that so?
It's very, very important that sufficient adhesive is placed on the floor using the correct notch serrations. The trowel is extremely important for the performance of the adhesive, and particularly with this type of adhesive, the spacings on the trowel the adhesive is designed to work with those spacings on the trowel. And also, because of using that type of trowel, you will mitigate any issues to do with grin through, where you can see the trowel serrations showing through in the finished flooring. Because you're using that type of trowel, that you will mitigate that from occurring.
So, Steve, this seems a really big step forward, certainly in pressure-sensitive adhesives. What other developments are adhesives manufacturers
development
is
moving towards safer alternatives, more reliable systems, easier to apply systems, such as you've seen with the F49. It's a low hazard material to use. It's got exceptional grab characteristics, and certainly this adhesive can be used in vertical situations, which is it's a far more safer alternative to traditional high solvent contact adhesives. So it is.
Okay. I remember when waterborne adhesives were first brought in, there was a little bit of reticence to take them on board, but it seems to me that most of them now are water-based, and they seem to be still extremely reliable.
Yeah, water-based polymer technology has come on in leaps and bounds over these last number of years. The polymers that are available for use in adhesives is all leading towards making far more reliable and easier systems to use for both specialist contractors and ultimately for the end use of the customer.
I guess the problem from a contractor's point of view is there are so many adhesives now. I can't remember how many adhesives there are in F-Ball's range alone. How do you go about choosing the right one for a job?
F-Ball and Company makes this very easy for the contractor. We produce the recommended adhesives guide annually. There is a continual live update for the website. For the online recommended adhesives guide. These are produced for the contractor to refer to on a regular basis, and these recommendations listed in the RAG are that all of the floor coverings are tested with the listed adhesives, and we seek the endorsement from the chosen floor covering manufacturer to publish those recommendations within the recommended adhesives guide.
Actually, you did send one to me, which is very helpful, and I get one of these every time they're updated, and it's very simple to use. So, for instance, the last time CFJ Live was on, we were looking at entrance matting, and I've looked up one of the ranges of entrance matting here. And I've got a choice of, I can either use F45 or F61, or if I want it in a wet area, I can use F73 Plus, which is an adhesive we're going to go on to look at now. But I also understand the RAG is available as an app.
Yes, there is. You can go to the your chosen app store and you can download that app. And put that into your phone, and you'll be able to carry that with you and use that. It won't be as updated as the online version, but it certainly will be updated on a very regular basis, and so can be certainly reliably referred to. Yes.
That's really useful, and there's quite a lot of other information on the app and in the hard print copy of the RAG about flooring issues in general, so moisture testing and subfloor preparation and so on, and always online. I've been getting the data sheets here for the product that we're going to look at now, which is F73 Plus. I believe the plus refers to the fact that this is a fiber reinforced adhesive, Steve. Now, I'm familiar with fiber reinforcement in smoothing compounds. What's the benefit of a fiber reinforcement in an adhesive?
Fibers in adhesives can be they're introduced to improve the handling characteristics whilst the adhesive is in its wet state. Really, in other words, once the adhesive has been applied to a substrate, the fibers are there to help really the installer to get the absolute best from the adhesive in terms of water-based systems. They help to use up the water a little bit, and also in terms of reactive systems, they help with the rheology of the adhesive in terms of handling characteristics in ensuring the serrations, the application serrations maintain their serrations whilst as the flooring is placed into it.
That's great. Well, look, I know you're going to be with us in the chat room in a few minutes' time. And let me remind those of you who are watching that this is your opportunity to put some questions down that we can then put to our panel in the chat room at the end of our session today. But now let's have a look at the video about F73 Plus. And Steve, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you.
Sticobond F73 Plus is a fiber reinforced heavy duty 1-part moisture curing floor adhesive. It is suitable for securing a wide range of floor coverings, such as vinyl, LVT, rubber, carpet, and artificial grass. It is water resistant, so it's suitable for outside use or areas subject to moisture, such as entrance matting. Depending on the backing, select the correct size V-notch trowel. For fine and smooth backed floor coverings, use an A2 trowel. Or, for deeply profiled or rough backed floor coverings, apply extra adhesive with a 2mm by 6mm or 3mm by 6mm V-notch trowel. Let's look at the installation of some suitable floor coverings. Sticko-Bond F73 Plus can be applied to stopgap smoothing compounds and sound smooth subfloors of concrete, sand, cement, screeds and plywood. Holding the trowel at 60 degrees, apply the adhesive evenly over the prepared subfloor, ensuring that the area can be covered within the open time stated. Follow the floor covering manufacturer's laying instructions and place the floor covering onto the adhesive. Finally, to guarantee the optimum adhesive performance, always ensure good contact between the adhesive and floor covering by rolling with a 68 kg flooring roller.
Well, special thanks to Steve for spending time and being willing to be interviewed for us here on CFJ Live. Steve's hoping to be with us in the questions and answers session, which will be coming up soon, although I know he's got quite a busy schedule this afternoon. But talking about questions and answers, as I said to you earlier, we need your questions. We want your questions because we want you to get the most possible out of this CFJ Live session. Pop them in the comments and we'll put them to our panel in our chat room later on. The next CFJ Live is going to take place on Tuesday the 30th of March. Again at 1 o'clock, and I encourage you to not only put that date in your diary, but also to pre-register for the event. The fact that you're here with us now means that you already have a Hopin account and you can just register using that account so that you can join us on the 30th of March. Our topic, we're going to be looking at edgings and transitions, and we're going to be looking at stair nosings and all the ancillary items that we use to finish off the work that we do. Can make a huge difference. Perhaps we have certain favourites that we use and that we turn to for different situations. But the idea here on CFJ Live is we want to help you to understand how they can best be used, and also the vast range of things that are available, some of which you may not have come across. But also it's an area where it can impact not only on the appearance of the job that we're doing, but on safety aspects too. So, an event not to be missed on the 30th of March. Now, I'm delighted that we're going to go over to Bonner, who've put together a video on 3 of their latest adhesives products. Don't forget, as the video goes through, we'd love to have your questions. Pop them in the comments. But now, over to Bonner for their video. Thanks.
Welcome to the introduction of Bona's newest silane adhesive, Bona Quantum. Let's take a look. Think of the key technologies that make a difference in your life, from a professional, personal, or even recreational point of view. Your smartphone, computer, automobile, power tools, or even your golf clubs or fishing gear. We always want the best, right? As technology improves over time, we want to upgrade too, to improve our lives, to make life easier, more efficient, and more effective, and all to increase our chances for success, happiness, and satisfaction. Of course, we all love the good old days, but there are a lot of reasons why we're not still using personal computers from the 1980s, because technology and innovation has changed all that. We all want our quality of life to rise right along with the tide of those improvements. Well, Bona and Bona Silane adhesives are no exception. In fact, Bona's philosophy and commitment is one of continuous improvement for our customers, for the performance of wood floors, and for the environment. With Bona's newest introduction to our line of silane-based adhesives, you'll see that we never rest on our current position. No matter how good we believe that our products are at the moment, we never stop looking to improve them, usually having to think outside of the box, and even out of our industry, to continue the innovation of already great products. Ready to see what we've got for you now? You see, the curiosity and innovation that we use to continually improve our waterborne finishes and all of our lines of business is the same focus that we keep on our adhesives. That focus and specialization within wood flooring then led Bona to realize the need for a different type of silane as the industry started to offer wider and wider plank floors, and thus was born Bona Titan, a unique hard silane adhesive with Bona's newest innovation, titanium quadruple cross-linking. Bona Titan offers an incredible solution to massive planks and other demanding flooring structures faced by today's modern craftsmen. With its revolutionary titanium cross-linking technology, Titan bonds the floor faster and safer, not interfered with by poor substrate conditions, while also curing faster with no degradation of performance over time. A very focused product for extraordinary performance requirements. So, you can see from Bona's non-stop efforts to continually improve our silane adhesive offering. But what's really different about Bona silane adhesives? A great floor starts from the ground up, and not just the flooring itself, but what is actually underneath the flooring to start. So why Bona silane adhesives? Because they're focused and formulated only for wooden floors. Wood is a unique, natural building material, with characteristics that require specialized knowledge to ensure short and long-term performance. Are the other modified silane polymer adhesives good? Probably, but they're not great, and Bona wants our adhesives to be great and optimized for our customers and their prized wooden floors. To be great for wooden floors, your adhesives must be matched to the ways that different types of wooden floors tend to move, depending on the combination of species, thickness, width, construction, and other specifications. These factors result in Bona adjustments to the built-in shear strength and elasticity of each product. One size or one product does not fit all, especially in regard to wooden flooring and your adhesives. As you'll see, Bona's lineup of silane adhesives are optimized to cover the full range of wood floor specifications and their different needs. With Bona silane adhesives, you are covered. Long-term performance of the shear strength and elasticity is where Bona's optimized formulations make all the difference. You can't see it, but you really come to appreciate it as the years roll by with unchanged performance in your Bona silane floors. And that's what makes Bona silane adhesives better than the competition. We care about what you can see and what you can't. And of course, Bona silane adhesives are the best alternative to two-component polyurethane adhesives and other old-school technologies. Bona silanes don't contain any isocyanates, so they don't turn your hands or fingers black. There's no hardener to mix in, so no pot life, which means a lot less waste. Want to use part now and the rest in a couple weeks or months? No problem. Bona silanes have excellent green grab and cross-link very quickly, developing a high initial bonding strength to hold flooring in place fast. And, of course, they're not sensitive to higher subfloor moisture content. So why Bona silane? Some of these points are big and some are small, but they're all keys to making a better, more focused product that's optimized for hardwood floors and only available from Bona. You wouldn't want to place your trust, your business, or your customers' floors anywhere else. Bona silanes, they're a step or two above. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. You know silanes are an innovative technology and the most modern adhesives you can use. You know Bona's silane history and how we changed the market with Bona R848 and 848T, Bona R850 and 850T, and of course with Bona Titan. But, as we've said, our commitment is to always improve, to make the best even better, to never accept that something is good enough if we believe we can improve upon it. Based on 15 years of experience with current Bona silane products and the feedback from craftsmen around the world, combined with dedicated adhesive research, testing, and development, we now give you Bona Quantum. What you'll find is that Bona Quantum combines all the great attributes of Bona R850 with the innovative technologies from Bona Titan, like titanium quadruple cross-linking. Even in today's demanding and ever-changing market, Bona Quantum will cover 90% of your glue-down installation needs, so just stocking and using this one product will cover you for all but the most extraordinary jobs. Less inventory, increased performance, less problems, and more profits. That's what's in it for you. Bona Quantum is based on the formulation for R850, but with a new base pre-polymer and raw materials combination, making it 25% stronger. Quantum can also pull double duty as both a moisture barrier and adhesive in one. It matches the natural coloration of white oak and helps protect our environment with 2 new sustainability features. Let's take a closer look. Having a single product with this level of performance that will handle such a wide range of substrates and timber materials is like an answer to a true professional's prayers. Bona Quantum, a simply fantastic all-around wood flooring adhesive developed to ensure your success over and over and over again. It is the next-generation silane-based adhesive for increased strength and perfect elasticity with Bona titanium cross-linking technology. It makes every workday better through the ease of all-around use and perfect results. Bona Quantum offers stronger performance with sustainability in mind. So, how do you decide which Bona silane to use? It's really very straightforward. Let's take a quick look at each product and see what they do best. As you can see here, Bona has your adhesive needs well covered, and even more so now with the increased performance of Bona Quantum. Use it for a huge portion of your everyday needs, subbing in Bona R848 or Bona Titan when needed.
Well, thanks to everyone at Bona for putting that video together for us. I think we've seen a lot this afternoon, particularly how adhesives are developing. They're not staying static. If you're still doing the same thing that you were doing 5 years ago, maybe the challenge for you is to look and see if there's something that would help you to be better and to do a better job. The industry's not standing still, and we need to be developing and always looking for best practice in the things that we do as well. So special thanks to our 3 manufacturers this afternoon, Mapei and F. Ball & Company and Bona, all of whom we're hoping are going to be with us in our chat room on the panel in a few moments to take our questions. It's not too late to get your questions down in the comments so that we can have them and put them on your behalf. Just to remind you, our next session is on Tuesday the 30th of March, and I hope you'll be with us then. Now what I'd like you to do is, if you take your mouse to the left hand side of your screen, you'll see a sessions button, and if you click on that, you'll also see the logo for our questions and answer session, which is starting in a few moments. Click on that logo and I'll see you there. Thank you. I'm pretty certain everybody's come over now from the main presentations, guys. So for those of you who've joined us in the chat room, welcome. And I'd like to just introduce my, I'll say, fellow panelists. I'm going to ask the questions. I'm not going to answer them. Unfortunately, Steve Bolton hasn't been able to join us after all. So delighted to welcome Chris McQuaid, who's Technical Services Manager or Technical Services Officer at F-Balls. Alec, nice to see you again. You were with us a couple of weeks ago. Alec is Technical Manager at Bonner, who did that last video for us. And Neil, you've come to us from MAPE.
That's correct.
So I don't actually know your job title, Neil.
I'm the training manager for Resilient at MAPE.
Excellent, excellent. So it's great that we've got quite a few questions that have been asked for us. And Chris, are you still with us? We seem to have lost your picture. Okay, I'm gonna comment on Julian's question. Julian asks if there's an event schedule highlighting the adhesives that we've profiled. I'll ask CFJ if they will do that. What I can tell you is that from MAPE, we were looking at Eco MS4 LVT, Eco TX3, and Eco V4. From F-Balls, we looked at F49 hybrid pressure sensitive and F73 plus. And then from Bonner, we were looking at R848 and then Quantum and also Titan. So I'll see if we can get those listed for you, for those of you that want that information. Chris, can I start with this question on the fibers in F73 plus? Are they glass fiber, are they polypropylene, or are they possibly even something else? I think Chris may be having bandwidth problems. Let me switch to Alec. Alec, I noticed that the Bonner. Sorry, Alec. I noticed that the Bonner Quantum adhesive is one that's suitable for use as a DPM. It offers a level of moisture protection. Could you just give us a bit more information?
Yeah, absolutely. So if applied with a specific trowel that we offer called the Bonner Trowel Plus, this is applying a continuous film of adhesive along with the typical rib structure that you would get from a normal adhesive application. So you're getting these layers applied simultaneously, and yeah, it will function as a moisture barrier up to 95% RH. So a nice time-saving aspect there. Yeah, very reliable system.
Okay, well, Neil, in the MAPE range, I know that you've got some smoothing compounds that act as DPMs as well. Have you with adhesives, or do they all need separate moisture protection?
The MS4 LVT gives you a bit of moisture control. We've got a wall one and we've got a floor one. We are doing a system at the moment where it's for shower rooms, where you can put LVT on the wall and the floors.
Right. So
it's a good system. We've got a video if anyone wants to check it out online. Just type in MAPE showerproof system. There's a video on there and it will show you how to use the products themselves and what the products can do. And it just basically highlights the fact that you can now use LVT on the walls and the floors in a shower area.
Okay, let me come to you with another question then from Geert, who's asked about slightly LVT. I assume by slabs he means tiles. Now, you're training manager. How do you fit products that are deformed like that?
You send them back to the manufacturer and you say this product is not fit for service.
So you can't rely on the grab of the adhesive to try and hold it down.
Yeah, we've got, like I say, we've got quite a few different adhesives in our range, depending on what product you're putting on the floor, the different types of adhesives. We've got different strengths. We've got our V4SP, we've got our V4 Evolutions, which have high grab strengths. We've got our EcoFix, which has got a really good initial grab strength as well, which is our pressure sensitive type adhesives. And even our wet set adhesives, you know, once the initial grab is there, it holds it in place a lot better. But for a quick grab, we would probably recommend the V4 Evolution, which gives you either a pressure sensitive type adhesive or a wet set adhesive. But the long-term grab is a lot better with the V4 Evolution.
Okay, thanks. That's really helpful. And I see Geert has confirmed that he's talking about tiles, but also planks. Okay.
If you've got an inherent curl of a plank or a tile, what you've got is obviously it's not been acclimatized properly. So if the product hasn't been acclimatized properly, you're expecting the adhesive, which will probably still work, but you're expecting the adhesive to do the job even better than it's meant to do.
Yeah, I get that. Can I just check, Chris? Have we got you on sound?
I'm hoping that you can now hear me.
We can now, Chris. That's fantastic. We don't have the pleasure of seeing you, but never mind. Let me ask you that question then, Chris. You've joined us again. That you use in the F73 Plus.
Yeah, they are actually neither glass fibers or polypropylene. They're actually an acrylic vinyl chloride type fiber, better in the adhesive than a polypropylene or glass fiber would. Yeah, it's more akin to the adhesive, and we are trying to use recycled material as much as possible. So I would change in the future to recycled material as well.
Okay, if they were fibre, assume that given you a handling issue, is there any problem with the acrylic fibres? Do we need to take special care?
No, not at all. That's one of the reasons why we choose to use that. You are right. For you to use a glass fibre material, actually dosing the mix with a hazard act, so avoiding health and safety issues manufacturers are striving to do. So yes, they are safe fibres to use. But we've still got scope to improve that much further.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Let me come to you, Alec, again, if I may, because there's a question here that's come through specifically about the silane. Is there an equation for determining which of those adhesives you should use?
We're not quite as prescriptive as that in terms of having an equation. However, when we're dealing with engineered multi-layered flooring, Bonner R848 can certainly cope with any width. However, although multi-layered flooring is dimensionally stable and you don't get so much movement as such as you would with solid timber, you could certainly make a value judgment based on this, and for very wide engineered boards, one might want to consider Quantum as opposed to the R848. So, in other words, a product which is slightly less flexible and is going to have a greater retaining force with the board. But in answer to the question, like I say, R848 is suitable for all engineered flooring.
Okay, thanks, Alec. Heard quite a bit from F Balls about their recommended adhesives guide. What help does Bonner give, Alec, and where can people access that if they want to know which is the right adhesive to use? Okay, well, there's information present on our website at bonner.com, which goes into some depths, and of course all the data sheets, etc., are accessible there. But as we saw on the film, one of the strategies that we've adopted is to try and simplify the choosing of the various adhesives to use. And like I said, in 90% of the cases,
Bonner Quantum is going to be an optimal product to use. So it can be used across such a wide range that it's only the more demanding timber products, as exceedingly wide, solid boards, which would need the tighter product. So yeah, we've simplified the selection method, but this is supported not only by the information on the website, but also our technical team is also available to judge each installation on its own merit.
Thanks, Alec. And let me just complete the picture by coming to you, Neil. If I want to know more about what is the right MAPE adhesive, what
we've got
what can you
technical
offer
services that you can ring in and speak to. If you've got a job specific that you want a special adhesive for, speak to our technical services and they will basically put you in the right direction. We've got a website, which is mape.co.uk. And also at the minute, we are doing online training. They are usually on a Monday and a Wednesday. And on a Monday, we'll just go through all the different types of products. And then on the Wednesday, we talk about all the bite-sized courses where they're individual sort of projects. So in the mornings, we'll do about subfloor preparation, all the different smoothing compounds and leveling compounds. And then we'll look at the damp-proof membrane systems that are out there as well. And then in the afternoon, we'll do like an adhesive course. So they're split down into 3 different courses. So whether you want to talk about subfloors, whether you want to talk about testing for damp and the moisture suppressants that MAPE do. And then we've got an hour's course on all our different types of adhesives, where to use them and how to use them. And they're on pretty much most Monday and Wednesdays at the moment. If you want to sort of get booked on, then just go to our website or look at our Facebook page or whatever, and all the details are there for you.
Thank you. Well, we have got another question, which I think I need to put to you first, Neil, because it's about MS4 LVT and the requirement to heavy roll it. Can you
heavy
comment
rolling
on that?
A wet set adhesive? With the MS, because it's a wet set adhesive and there's no wait time on that one, whereas most sort of wet set adhesives, you'll give an airing time of about 10 minutes. With the MS, because it's a wet set adhesive and doesn't need any air time, you go into it directly. The floor one, I probably wouldn't roll, but our wall one, because it's very thick to drop it and it grabs quite quickly, you can roll it, but there's no need for rolling of a wet set of that sort. If you place it into the floor correctly, place your tile into the adhesive correctly and give it a wipe over, then the depression of the adhesive with just you wiping it over should be sufficient to get an adhesive transfer to the back of the tile and obviously to the adhesive itself.
Okay, well, let me put the same question to Chris. When is it that you would recommend the use of a heavy roller on an LVT?
Well, certainly with the pressure sensitives, which tend to be used with LVTs a lot more these days, especially as it's a clean of carrying out the installation. There's no oozing of that wet adhesive through the joins. Using a heavy roller will certainly help with pressure sensitives. The core pressure sensitives, you exert on them, the stronger the bond becomes. So to maintain full pressure, a heavy 68 roller would help bond the two together. So certainly with pressure sensitives, it would be mandatory to make sure that you're getting full roll out on the installation before walking away from the job. There is certainly, I think it was Neil said, with regarding putting a floor covering into a wet adhesive, it will place the trowel serrations flat, and you should get better coverage on the back of it just by putting a bit of pressure with your hand. But certainly with pressure sensitives, it would be mandatory, something that you should be thinking about doing. But we give instruction on regards to every single one of our products. So that 68 kg roller or a glider is good. A good practice, good way the floor coverings down.
Okay, thank you.
Hello,
a question that I've got here, which I'll put to Alec, if I may. I noticed when you were opening the pack, the adhesive was being stirred. Is that good practice?
Yes, if it's required. Basically, the product generally doesn't need to be stirred, but you can get some separation with storage. So that would be an indicator that you would give the stir. But yeah, that's not going to happen all the time.
Okay, thank you for that. Now, I'd like to ask all three of you a question to comment on, and I was able to pre-warn Chris about this, so I will come to you first in a moment, Chris. But in your day jobs, you must see some fairly common mistakes in the way adhesives are chosen or are used. What would you say is a common mistake that we ought to learn from as part of our presentation today? So, Chris, what are your thoughts?
Well, certainly choosing an adhesive fit for the area, you need to be privy to what that area is going to do. If it's somewhere which is going to have an awful lot of direct sunlight in there, then choosing a high temperature adhesive is certainly going to be of benefit compared to a standard adhesive. Things like vinyl floor coverings, vinyl will expand in the heat and contract in the cold. So the last move, strength of the adhesive isn't able to cope with those temperatures coming into that environment. So a high temperature would mitigate any issues there. There are wet lays and dry lay in the market range, but also making sure that you're not using a high temperature adhesive purely to acclimatize the floor covering. It doesn't quite work like that. You need to make sure full acclimation of the vinyl tile is carried out. The adhesive will not compensate for any movement of the vinyl tile. If it's in the conservatory area, you will get direct day, and then it will drop 20 degrees potentially overnight. And in that time frame, before the adhesive has matured and gained its strength, the vinyl tile will move around. And at the point where the adhesive has gained its strength and matured, maybe a different dimension than it was when you fitted it. You need to be acclimatizing the floor coverings correctly and also using a high temperature adhesive in a high temperature.
Okay, thanks for that, Chris. Neil, you got anything you would add to that?
The simplest solution is to think of a pressure sensitive as an elastic band. So if it gets warm, it'll expand out. If it gets cold, it shrinks back in. With the wet set adhesives or your high temperature adhesives, what happens is once they're cured after 24 to 48 hours, depending on drying conditions within the area that you're putting them, they are then called rigid set. So then if any temperature sort of hits them, they are set solid, like a metal ring in theory. You know, it won't budge. Whereas if an elastic band gets warmed up, it will expand and contract. So pressure sensitives, I class as an elastic band, whereas a wet set adhesive, I would then class as a metal ring. So once they're cured, they're solid, and the LVT or the sheet vinyl or whatever product you're putting over the top will be dimensionally stable within that condition. We also have another one, which is our MS, which is extreme temperatures, because most wet set and high temperature adhesives, will only go up to around about 55, a little bit more degrees, whereas our MS adhesive will go up to around about 90 degrees. So if you've got extreme heat, then our MS adhesives are very good for that environment. Also, for extreme colds, you know, wet set adhesives will go down to like minus, but our MS adhesive will go down to minus 30 degrees. So if you've got any cold stores or anything else that you want to put any sheet vinyl in, then the MS adhesives are perfect for that area.
That's great. Okay. Alec, I know that Bonner do a lot of work with wood, and a lot of your adhesives are suitable for wood. Have you got any thoughts on common mistakes with adhesives when installing
from the
wood?
inquiries that we get, it's quite common that the user doesn't appreciate that one would vary the coverage rate of the adhesive depending on the specific product that you're installing. So typically, the rule of thumb, the wider the boards go, the more adhesive one would apply. And, this is due to the fact, especially solid wooden floors, is that the wider the boards, the more prone they are to movement, to expansion and shrinkage, but also in terms of coverage. So not only is it important to have the correct adhesive that deal with these properties, but it's got to be applied at the correct rate. And to make this easy, we use trowels that are gauged according to the quantity of adhesive that they serve. So for standard engineered board, let's say 1,000 grams per square meter would be a typical coverage rate. At the far end of the spectrum, if we're talking one of these exotic, really wide, long, solid boards, then 1,500 grams per square meter would be the standard rate. So there's sometimes little appreciation of how this would be varied according to the of installing.
Thank you. Well, look, we've gone through the questions that have been put in the chat, and I've added a few of mine as well, and this has been a really informative time. So I want to say thank you, Chris, Alec, and Neil, for spending time with us here, and thank you to all those of you who've joined us today for CFJ Live. Please don't forget the 30th of March is our next session. And remember, we're going to be looking at profiles and trims and stair nosings. So I hope you'll all be able to join us then. But for now, we on the panel are going to log out and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for your time, Richard.
Bye for now.